As you know, 르세라핌 just opened their 2025 World Tour in Incheon last weekend. And during the second concert, the day two, the members shared their honest thoughts that they have been carrying for a while by reading out loud handwritten letters for their fans, fear not. They talked about like what the past 2 years have actually been like, both for them and for the fans. Some of it was quite emotional, and some of it was heavy, and all of it felt real. So I just wanted to, do a natural translations of their letters and their remarks in this video. I have made this particular video a couple days ago in Korean where I transcribed their letters and speeches, and then I added Korean text so we can really focus on what they have written down and what they have said. I am currently working on the English subtitle, so that will be eventually added. But before that, I wanted to, make a separate video in English so I can talk about that as well. Talk about the members' remarks. So here we go. And there have been articles written about that as well because, I don't know, I'm pretty sure some of you have already looked at the translations, but their remarks were beautiful and at the same time heart-wrenching. So let's start with Kazuha. The order goes Kazuha, Eunchae, Chaewon, Yunjin, and Sakura. Okay, and at the end, I will just ramble on to talk about these members' feelings, emotions, and thoughts that they have shared. Okay, so here we go. You're not gonna hear the sound of them talking though in this video. All right, Kazuha goes to fear not. 피어나에게. It's already been about 2 years since our very first tour. I still remember how moved I was back then. It was the first time in my life doing a tour, and I realized just how many people out there were cheering us on. But this time, looking out at all of you in front of us now, it feels different. It feels like you're not just fans, you're people who have walked through hardships with us. And that makes me feel how much deeper our connection has grown. It brings back so many thoughts about everything we have been through. We've been through a lot, and I believe, fear not, and we as a team have made it through countless nights together. There were nights when we fell asleep with joy in our hearts, and nights when we cried ourselves to sleep out of sadness and out of frustration. There were also nights when kind words and your support felt like a warm hug that helped us sleep peacefully. And somehow, just like that, 2 years flew by. You know how when somebody you love is struggling, you feel it too? And when they shine or smile, you feel happy just the same? I think Fear Not has felt the same way walking with us through everything. Honestly, you could have turned away during the hard times, but instead, you stayed. You stood by us, came back to us like today, and for that, we're endlessly grateful. The road ahead might not be easy either, but all 5 of us are truly devoted to this team. And together, we will keep doing the performances and music that only we can do. So I hope you will keep believing in us and continue watching over our journey. Everyone goes through their own trials. They're different for each of us. But I hope that seeing us push forward can give you strength and courage too. We often rewatch our old videos and say things like, wow, we really gave it our all. Those times were tough, but looking back, we looked pretty cool. We looked like we were having so much fun. And I truly believe that every part of what we have gone through, that's what made 르세라핌 the group we are today, and made us shine in our own way. Someday, I would love for us to look back and laugh with Piona, saying, wow, remember when that happened? And talk about the journey we have shared together. We will keep giving it our all, so please keep walking with us, Piona. And never forget, our love for you is always real. Thank you so much for coming today. Whew. Yeah, So that was Zuha. Moving on to Eunchae, the group's youngest member, aka 막내. And she goes. So just like that, our second concert, something we worked so hard to prepare, is already done with day 2. First of all, I really want to say this. To every piano who made a trip all the way to Incheon, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Truly, thank you. While we were preparing for this concert, more than anything, we just wanted to create a performance that would stay with you for a long time. But honestly, every time I looked at this crazy set list, I would think, can I really make it to the end of this? By the way, they performed 27 songs during their concert, which is incredible. I was worried. I was scared too. Even yesterday, and again today, I had this thought pop into my head all of a sudden. During a moment when I felt completely drained, I wondered, how long can I keep doing this stage? It surprised me because I had never had that kind of thought before. And of course, there's no perfect answer to anything in life. But in that moment, what I really hoped for was just this. That the 5 of us and Piona could keep shining on the stage together for a long, long time. I debuted when I was 17, and this year I became an adult. A lot of you, if you're not, have told me things like, Eunchae, please don't grow up too fast, or you seem so grown now, and it makes me a little sad. At first, I was surprised by that. You all say it's kind of jokingly, but with a bit of sincerity too. And while I usually just laugh it off, the truth is, every tough moment, every happy moment I've had as 르세라핌 has helped me grow up in ways I didn't expect. We all know the path we're walking together won't always be lined with flowers. But just like in our lyrics, because there are thorny paths, the flower rows feel even more beautiful when we do walk them. And the way Piona always recognizes our efforts, it means the world to me. We're not perfect, but we will always keep doing our best. Because we also know how special and beautiful it is to be someone who can be a source of strength for someone else, whether they're happy or struggling. And I'll do my best to be that kind of person for you too, if you're not. Thank you for making today so special. And I really hope that, even in your busy lives, today gave you just one carefree, happy moment with no worries. And when life wears you down, when you feel tired from giving it your all, I hope you will remember this day. And as always, I hope you'll think of us. Because 르세라핌 will always be right here, by your side. I really, really like you guys. Thank you. Yeah, she said, 제가 많이 좋아합니다. 감사합니다. So that was Eunchae, 막내 in this group. Let's move over to Chaewon. Oh, perfect timing. The leader of this group. Here we go. And just like that, our Seoul concert has come to an end. I can't believe how fast these 2 days flew by. Really, it felt like a blink. Each and every one of you who came to see our concert means so much to us. We wanted to make this day truly unforgettable for you. Even after yesterday's show ended, we all gathered together and asked ourselves, how can we make tomorrow's performance even better? So, did we manage to give you a good one today, Tito? And the people screamed, cheered. She said, thank you. And we can't go on without thanking everyone who made this concert possible. All the staff here at the venue, the dancers, the performance directors, and every single person who worked behind the scenes. Thanks to all of you, we were able to put on an amazing show. Let's give them a big round of applause. Truly, thank you so much. And Piona, we're already in our 3rd year together. And wow, so much has happened in those 3 years. You've cheered with us through the highs and stayed with us through the lows. You comforted us when we needed it most, and that's what helped us keep going. And you, Thank you for staying, for being fear not through it all. I'm so, so grateful. I feel like this time gave me real confidence that no matter what comes our way, as long as 르세라핌 and Fiona have each other, we will be able to get through anything. I truly believe that every moment we have had came to us for a reason. In a way, they were chances for us to grow stronger. And we have. We have become more solid, more sure of ourselves, and we'll keep doing what we do best. Will you keep walking with us on this journey too? Thank you, really. I know everyone has their own battles, their own struggles, but when those days feel tough, I hope you can look back on this concert, think of the moments we shared, and find just a little more strength to keep moving forward. Thank you so much for coming all this way today. We love you. So I love the fact that as a leader, she recognized all the people and staff involved with this concert, right? And gave them the recognition. So great leader. Chaewon of SSERAFIM. Let's move over to Yunjin. Now, a lot of pioneers have mentioned that they cried while listening to Yunjin talk. And some people mention under this video as well. So here we go. And before she started her letter, she said, "How's everyone doing? Are your legs okay?" Because they were like standing up while reading the letters. And she said, "What if we all just sit here on the steps for a bit?" And then other members said that honestly, that's such a good idea. And then they sat on this bench and started reading her letter. And she said, "So I wasn't originally planning to say all this today, but as we performed yesterday and today, I kept feeling like I needed to share something really honest from the heart. It's been 2 years since our last tour, and so much has happened in the time, hasn't it? Even just thinking back to a year ago, around this exact time, I was in a hotel room, crying on the phone with someone from our company. I asked them, what are we gonna do today? I asked them, what are we gonna do now? Is there even a future for us? What's real anymore? What's fake? I can't tell. That's how lost I felt. I really couldn't see what was ahead of us. And just a quick note, a year ago from today is when they finished their Coachella performances, right? And I have repeatedly said this. I personally thought that they pulled off great performances, but then they received these unreasonable hate trains, right? And I think that's probably why she says such things to her company staff. What are we gonna do now? Is there even a future for us? What's real anymore? What's fake? I can't tell. Because even though the fans, and especially the audiences who watched them perform at Coachella, loved it. Their reaction, their responses were incredible, but the Korean media and the Korean netizens made it seem like they did like worse performances and embarrassed the country or something. And I think that probably confused Yunjin and the members because they prepared a lot and they put on great shows, but then look at how the Korean media and the Korean like public responded. Looking back, I think some of them, some of the responses they got has something to do with reverse viral marketing, right? And we will figure out who was really behind all those hate trains. But I feel it, like the reason why she says such things tearfully to her staff. All right, sorry. Let's get back to the letter. So she said those things. That's how lost I felt. I really couldn't see what was ahead of us. But what choice did we have? We had to keep going, right? Even when it felt like we were up against a wall we couldn't climb over, the direction we needed to go in was still the same, forward. So we just kept going and kept trying, because what else could we do? I'm sure last year wasn't easy for Piona either. It must have been painful in its own way, right? Personally, that year brought out so many different emotions in me, feelings I couldn't even begin to name. There were times it hurt so badly, and even though I wanted to give up, I couldn't. It felt so unfair, because look at how many people still believe in us. And you see Sakura is crying right now, and at this point Yunjin says something like, Sakura on me is crying next to me now. And then, yep. And then Chaewon goes like, why are you crying? And the members go like, do you need a tissue? Where are the tissues? And Sakura says something like, oh yeah. She said, I will get the tissues myself. And said, this is so sad, 선생님. But then Yunjin goes like, but I need to say it. And Chaewon encourages her to say it. Go ahead. Say everything you want. Do you know how a pearl is made? Yunjin said. Well, a grain of sand or some irritant gets inside a shell, and the oyster goes through a lot of pain and time to cover it, layer by layer, until that pain turns to a pearl. And just like that, I started to believe I'll make my own pearl out of this pain. I made a promise to myself that no matter how hard things get, no matter how much hate comes our way, I won't lose my love. And I'll protect Piona with that love. So I held on to that if I try harder, grow stronger, and keep improving, I'll be able to protect the people and things I love. That's how I survived the past year. And somewhere along the way, walking through all that darkness, I realized it wasn't a cave. It was a tunnel. A tunnel with light at the end. I started to see glimmers of that light again. Through award shows, our fan meetings, our comeback, through all of that, I felt Piona's love again. And our bond as members grew deeper than ever. And the future that once looked so far away suddenly started coming into view. I never imagined that I would have such a clear answer to the question I asked in the hotel room a year ago. What's real? Well, the answer is around us right now. All around us right now. It's in this room. It's in the memories we fought so hard to create. In the passion. In the words we are sharing. In this warmth. This is all real. These aren't just words people throw around carelessly. They're the things we worked so hard to build. So what I want to tell you today is this. It's all real. The love we have given you, the time we have shared, everything. So if you ever hit a hard moment in your life, please remember today. Remember that there's something out there that can truly make your heart race. And remember, someone believes in you. We're one of those people. It's me, and it's all of us here on this stage. We may not be able to walk only on flower paths, 꽃길, but one day, we will, and we will keep moving toward that day together. Thank you for standing by us over this past year. From now on, we will be the ones protecting you. 앞으로 저희가 지키겠습니다. She said. Thank you. Wow. I have, read the letters a few times now, But every time I read the part, especially Yunjin's letter, it really touches your heart, Then let's move on to Sakura, who said, I still can't believe it. Our first stop on this long-awaited tour, the INCHEON concert, is already over. Out of all the performances I've done in my life, this one, running around non-stop, completely exhausted, is the most intense show I have ever experienced. But because of that, it was also incredibly fun. I really felt like we were able to show you a stage that is so 르세라핌. Now we're heading off on tour, right? World tour. So we'll make sure to stay safe and healthy while we're away. You can wait for us, or you can come along with us. Please come with us. I was thinking about what I could share with you all here today, and I decided to talk a little bit about the past. It turns out it was back in 2021 when I came back to Korea and joined the company, surrounded by people I had never met before. I remember that day so clearly. Back then, I came to Korea with one thing on my mind: success. That was all I had: ambition and determination. There weren't any members yet. The name 르세라핌 didn't even exist. I had no idea how things would turn out, but I told myself, I'm going to Korea and this will be my final shot as an idol. That was 2021, and now it's already 2025. 3 whole years have passed. In that time, this team called 르세라핌 was formed, and Piona, you all became part of our lives. To me, that feels like pure luck, a miracle. I debuted as an idol back in 2011, so starting this year, I've now spent more than half my life being an idol. Not trying to brag, just facts. Honestly, I never imagined my entire life would revolve around being an idol. But looking back now, I realize that I made it this far thanks to all the little moments I have experienced along the way. Like when I told my fans I was moving to Korea, and one of them said, then I will get my very first passport so I can visit you there. Or when I had just arrived in Korea and couldn't speak Korean well yet, and fans at a fan sign event wrote letters in Japanese so I could understand. Or the fan who said, I've been cheering for you since 10 years ago, and now that you're still an idol, I finally got to see you in person. But it's moments like those, small but meaningful, that give me strength. More than any big success ever could. The reason someone like me, who started with nothing, can shine at all is because of you, the fans. It might sound like a cliche, but I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. I love you. And I feel so lucky that 르세라핌 is my final idol group. I genuinely believe I met the best team possible. So I'll keep doing my best to show you an even better side of me. Oh, well, then yeah, she's crying. And then she wanted to say, also if it's okay, I'd like to say a few words in Japanese. And then she said, I'm sorry for switching languages. And Yunjin jumps in by saying that, no, there's no need to apologize at all. Because there's Japanese fans in the audience as well, I'm assuming. And let me translate that into English as well. To those of you who traveled all the way to Korea to see us today, thank you so much. I don't have the kind of strength to shine on my own like the sun. But thanks to your support, I want to keep being the moon that shines in the night sky. Like the moon that quietly lights up a lonely night. I want to be someone who can give you just a little hope for tomorrow. So please, stay by our side. That's all. Yep, there you go. mean, all the members' letters were touching, heart-wrenching, heartbreaking, whatever you call them. Very honest and poetic, especially like Yunjin and Sakura. And the fans know how hard it has been for the past year, past 2 years, right? But an incredible thing about 르세라핌 is that even the general public knows what they have gone through. They have a sense, you know? And a lot of people have commented that even though I'm not officially Fear Not, I began to listen to them because of the hate that they received. And I hope that, this is something that I said when I made videos about eyelids. From now on, people will become their fans, not simply because of, the hardships that they've gone through and the hate that they received, out of sympathy or anything, that they will become fans and fear nots because of their loveliness, their performances, and their music, And if you listen to them talk, you feel that they're just good people, And being good people and having those great characters is one of the most important elements, I believe, that could help you become successful artists for a long time, right? And that's one of the elements that made BTS successful from my perspective, right? There are many requirements needed, like being able to perform well and singing well and making great content. But if you want to be in this industry, being loved for a long time, I think character matters a lot. And as a fan, I believe that 르세라핌 has such character and great chemistry, not only within the team with each other, but also with the fans and with the staff. That's what I love about this group, right? They recognize the efforts made by the staff and the people who made this team possible. Also, day 2, Eyelids came to see them perform in person. Eyelid is their 후배, right? And 르세라핌 is their 선배님, SBN. That's how they call. Also, Cat's Eye was there too. And I love this chemistry. The 3 HYBE girl groups interacting with each other. That's just adorable, isn't it? And I hope that this interaction this bond goes deeper and, from in the near future and in the future, I love such chemistry and interaction. All right, let's end with these Weverse posts that the members shared after the performance after day 2. Yunjin said, "Pyona, thank you for giving us 2 unforgettable days. It truly felt like we were being rewarded for everything we have worked so hard for. Easy, crazy, hot, this trilogy we poured our hearts into, and every step we have taken to get here, getting to share it all with you in a celebration like this, it means everything. And the good news, there are still so many more moments like this ahead. So let's keep enjoying every bit of it all the way to the end." Yeah, so this is just the beginning of their world tour, right? And the new chapter. In fact, I was going to share this. They have now opened the comment sections for their Instagram accounts for individual members. So that's also a signal that the new chapter just began, starting with this concert in Incheon. So I thought that was kind of meaningful. And Zuha shared, "Pyona, thanks to you, these past 2 days were filled with so much happiness and joy. The love you give us, bit by bit, we'll keep working harder to make sure everyone feels the same happiness in return. Thank you for loving 르세라핌 and for being with us through it all. We'll keep giving it our all for the stages still to come. Just hang there a little longer. 좀만 기다려요." Lovely. And for those of you who are planning to watch them perform in person, whether in Asian countries or in North America, I hope you have fun. I feel jealous because from what I have seen, the concert was incredible. Okay, so yeah, I love the fact that they share their honest feelings with the audience and with the fans through these letters. Because on day one, they had a similar session where they talk about their, feelings, their thoughts, but it was kind of scripted. I could see them like looking at the teleprompter, and it kind of felt like generic and kind of awkward. And I think when Yunjin said in the beginning of her remarks that they weren't planning to share all these, I felt like they perhaps wrote these letters after their day one performance, And I'm glad that they opened up because it means a lot for their fans, even though they know they understand each other and they understand what they have gone through. But I think this is like the first time where all these emotions and thoughts were actually expressed in words through their own voices. All right, so with that, I'll wrap it up. I will eventually add English subtitles to this video, so feel free to come over and then leave comments or read comments written by Korean fans or Korean viewers, and let me know what you thought about these letters. And I hope that if you have watched their concert, you enjoyed every little moment. All right. Also, I'm currently traveling, which is why the sound of the microphone that I'm using is a bit different from my usual videos. So just throwing it out there. Okay. See you guys later. Peace and love. Bye-bye.